Hello friends, welcome back to Star Stylist Homestead. Teresa. Yeah, I know, I told you I wasn't doing any more canning this week, but I was watching a few videos today and I'm like, oh my god, I do not have that on my shelf. So I'm making it today. And it just so happens I'm making it for dinner too, so that's a plus. I'm going to be canning fajita chicken. I did have to go to the store and get my chicken because all mine was frozen. Shame. But I had all these left over from the other day, so I have to use them. And these. And I said, I'm going to make fajita chicken. So I'm going to can it too. I just went and grabbed my chicken. I think I'm going to do 2 batches. I'm only going to show you one. This one's going to be without beans because I have a ton load of beans canned already. I can always just add them. But the next one will be with beans so that everything's together. So check this out. Oh, and I forgot to put it all here, but I'm going to make the fajita seasoning. Of course, this is Lori's recipe from Whippoorwill Holla. Again, I love Lori. She's just so down to earth. Anyway, we're going to use, of everything, I forgot my chili powder. We're going to use 6 tablespoons. You know what? I'm just going to take this off. And actually, instead of having to fill this up, instead of having to fill my spice thing up again, I'm just going to open a new one. Gosh, I love edits. All right, so 6. Fill that back up. All right, there's 6 tablespoons chili powder. Then we need 2 tablespoons of cumin. Stick that in. I have not used this recipe before, but I trust Lori's recipes, so I'm using hers. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I lost my lid. Oh well, it's here somewhere. You know what? I'm actually going to use 3 tablespoons. I like sweeter. 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Again. I just filled all those, so I'm just going to use my big packs. And if you want to just use a regular fajita seasoning, I guess you could do that too. I like new. I like trying new. So, and I've liked all of Lori's recipes before, so I'm staying with that. Okay, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. And I took onion powder out. I think I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of onion powder too. I'll add that to the recipe below. I know I'm going to have all those onions in there, but I mean, that's a main flavor in this dish, so that's what I'm going to do. And pepper, 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to stay with that because I'm not that huge pepper person. Okay? I'm going to mix that all up together. I have all my jars washed, sanitized. This is a cold pack. My canner is all ready to go behind me. I do not have it on because it is a cold pack. Now, Lori used black beans in hers. I am not using beans in this first recipe. So, this is what we're going to do. I'm probably just going to add more chicken. So, I want to see what a half a cup. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna. No, we're probably gonna put a cup of, which is what she called for, I believe, too. A cup of peppers. Ain't no sense in using that. And onions. I'm gonna do half this jar, half and half. So, and the rest of it, I'm gonna put the chicken. So, well, these fit in here a lot better than those smaller jars. She didn't use green peppers either. I am. Okay. My hands are clean, by the way. Not that I should have to say that, but they are clean. All right, there's 2. Now, before I put the chicken, I'm going to put a tablespoon of the seasoning in there. All right, and I have the chicken like this. I cut it all up into strips like you would for fajitas. I'm going to use this for this. And I put them in piles just to see if that's about what I would use in each one. I think I might add a little bit more to each one though. You want an inch headspace? I am. I'm going to just add a couple more pieces. And that's all there is to it, my friends. I'll cut up a couple more pieces of chicken for the rest of that. Okay. And I am using chicken broth out of this. I don't want to use what I just made, so we will pour this in. Oh, nice going, Teresa. How'd you like that one? You know there's bubbles in there, right? See that? Definitely debubbled. I've only been working at this for maybe 20 minutes, if that. Just long enough to wash my jars and get my chicken cut. So this is going to be a quick one. One-inch headspace when this is all done. And again, I think because this is going to be a nice meal, I'm going to add more chicken to this before I finish filling it. Because once those peppers cook, they're going to go down more. And I don't have beans in this one. That should be good. Debubble. And what I think I'm also going to do is add another half a tablespoon of this to it. Where she only used a tablespoon, but that's okay. It's your preference. Just make sure you get all those bubbles out. And look at that, my friends. 1-inch headspace. Perfect. So I'm going to do this to all of them, and I will be back when I'm done. All right, friends. I just did these two. I am using vinegar on these because I've got chicken in there. And I'm going to finish these off right now and then just finish them all. Okay, lids. They are both debubbled really well. Finger tight into the canner. Look at those. Yummy. So, there we have it. I will bring you back for timing and everything. It's good to go. All right, friends. 7 quarts. Now, I just turned my stove on. Turn it all the way up here. I'll put the lid. And as usual, when this is going to take a while because this is a cold pack, so that was cold water or room temperature water. This has a steady stream. As soon as it's a steady stream, then I'm going to put a 10-minute timer on it. When that goes off, then I will put my weighted gauge on, bring it up to between 10 and 11, and then we are going to pressure can this for 90 minutes. 90 minutes because it's got meat in it. And it's a quart. Oh. All right, friends. That has been my steady stream for 10 minutes. I'm shutting my timer off and putting my gauge on. Now I'm going to wait and bring this up between 10 and 11. That's at my level, so you guys check yours. And I'll bring you back. All right, friends. Mine is at 11. I'm setting it for 90, and I'm just going to keep turning this down just so it stays in between my 10 and 11. So, I'll be back when this is all done. All right, friends, check that out. All done. This is a cup of black beans, and then everything else the same. Except for I only put 1 tablespoon of all my spices in because I had just enough for 1 tablespoon, which is what it called for in the beginning anyway. So and everything's not the same. There's less peppers and onions and less chicken because I have a cup of black beans. But they're all ready to go when this one's done. So I'll have 14 more meals. Can't beat that. I'll be back. And there you have it, my friends. 7 beautiful meals. Right there. Those are without the beans. The ones with the beans are now in the canner. So in a couple hours, those will be done. And we are done with this video. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to go relax after I finish doing these last few dishes. And you'll see me again sooner or later. Most likely not this week because I really don't need to do any more canning. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Ciao for now.